That's an excellent question. The question, and I'll sum up, is are we getting information deeper than what a fleet's getting on when somebody leaves a company? Each company has its own level of comfort on what they're willing to divulge. Some companies will only divulge dates. Some companies will give a little bit more. And I know as Dad's getting busier and busier and busier, Amy and the rest of her team are getting rapports with safety people. And they know that this information is being captured and securely handled, and it's being between member companies that use the services. But I'll be frank with you, we can't break somebody's arm. We can't really get any more than you can. The PSP report in the US is a strong tool for US drivers. But what we find, the premise of Dad is saving the time, but the short answer is we can't really get more than you can. Yes, sir.
Just wondering, how mineable is the if we want to track, a turnover, or if we want to track, we want to implement a new incentive for recruiting. We want to track how effective it is, et cetera, et cetera. How mineable is all of that data?
That's a great question. Talk about data mining. Data mining is big business, big money. Your instance is your instance. We do not allow data mining, period. Dad services, the data there, we've contemplated it for trends, and if we go down that path, one, the member fleets would be notified, two, no personal identifiable information will ever be allowed to be data mined. Lisa and I are strongly committed to that.
But my own data could be.
Oh, definitely.
For your own purpose.
Yeah, your own instance.
Yeah.
We, right now in truck rate, we've got, I think, 11 reports. We can track how many people here know what their turnover rate is. Know it, or do they just assume it? Click a button. We can check turnover reports by division, by department, by company driver, by owner-operator, by recruiter, by fleet manager. We can track how long it takes to hire a driver. I think everybody in the room would agree the faster you hire, the better you get. Because if they're good, if you don't hire them, I will. So there are different reports built into the system. We're adding reports as we get feedback from our member, the people that are using TruckRate. The TruckRate is a software. It's your instance. We will help you set up your software. It's modular. For the first level of TruckRate encompasses recruiting, application management, and safety and compliance. The one that seems like all fleets are interested in also encompasses HR. And the bigger fleets aren't looking at it to be their HR software for their company, but they're looking at it to be their HR software for their fleet, for the driver's side of it. We're looking at a private fleet right now that is in the food industry, and they've got hundreds and hundreds of people that do food handling. They don't want to put those people, but they want to do the HR side for the fleet. We have a payroll system in here. The bigger fleets that are in here, if you're coming off of some sort of a dispatch software that does payroll, you probably won't be. Our payroll is the last module that we worked on, and it's great for, like Julie, Kieran, what this system does for our industry is amazing. Small fleets, very, very good. It handles teams, singles. We can handle different types of time clocks, whether you use the 100-minute time clock or if you use a 60-minute time clock. Multiple drivers on a trip. If you have drivers from different departments working together, if a driver is working for two different divisions, you can be paid at two different structures. The system handles all of that. But it's a settlement pay. It's not a payroll service where you send us and we do your taxes for you or pay your taxes on your behalf. It's not a settlement. It's just a settlement of the trips.
Do you integrate with PCMiler or how do we do that?
Right now, none of our software is integrated with a third party. Adam Cooney, the president of Cooney, reached out to TMW, and we are doing a conference call on Friday this week with TMW Integration Department, and they're likely going to be our first talking to the fleets that we know. TMW seems to be the place to start. Yes, sir.
Yeah, in the data, if for my past history, if I told you I worked at Company A in 2010 and 2011, does it stop there? In other words, I've told you where I've worked for 2 days of my life, but after the other 728. Does the system catch that?
Great question. In truck rate, and it's actually the simple newest feature of truck rate. Driver says he worked for a place for a period of time, but believe it or not, the period of time isn't accurate. We have now implemented in the system, and you will get a flag. If the driver is off by 60 days, you will be flagged that his employment verification or the employment record that you do manually is inaccurate to his application.
So it
Great
forces-
question. That's the newest feature.
It forces the month.
I'm sorry?
It forces the month of activity.
Yes. One of the things when we built the system, when the driver's filling out the application, we've got it hard-coded to 30 days. I'll be real with you. We have it hard-coded to 30 days, so if a driver, or actually it's 29 days if I'm not mistaken. If a driver has inactivity for 29 days, we won't show it as missing information, but 29 days and above, we'll show it and warn you that he's got missing information. You had a question, sir?
So that's truck rate specific, not that?
All of this is truck rate specific. Again, Peter and I wondered if we should actually do truck rate one day and data another, but I know how valuable your time is. Truck rate, and again, we'll talk, DAT is a Microsoft.NET program. Truck rate is a Oracle, Adobe, Cold Fusion database. They're night and day. Am I saying the right words? I'm impressing myself up here. This is a service that we offer to the industry. It's a software as a service. We're doing references. We're storing data for you. We're a bank. This is standalone. This is, here's your disk of Microsoft Outlook, and go to work and use it how you want. The advantages of TruckRite is when you're using our software is we have human beings, unlimited support. Dirk told me that this thing can make unlimited documents. How do I do that? You're going to get Amy or one of her team on the other end of the phone and walk you through how to do this. Roles and permissions. We've talked about DERs, designated employee reps for drug and alcohol. In here, we can LEAP. How many federally regulated? Over 100 employees. Okay. LEAP is in here. Workman's comp. All of these can be handled with roles and permissions. So HR does not want somebody that shouldn't be looking at that section. So in roles and permissions, we can actually set up, so recruiting looks at recruiting, HR looks at HR. Okay, you're the drug and alcohol rep for our company. Nobody else sees it, that person. Workman's comp area. So think of all your filing cabinets, truck rates there with the roles and permissions throughout your company. It handles it. I think, Alain, 80 different roles we have? More than 80 different roles. Yes, sir.
Are you able, if an applicant like works overseas, are you able to confirm that employment?
At present time, we are not looking to confirm overseas. It's a great question, though. Something, to be honest, I haven't thought about. Yes, Kieran.
So, sort of trying to understand this. So, everybody in the room, say we're all customers, our drivers are in DAD from a previous employer standpoint.
Yes.
Once I put them in the truck, right, only I can see them and everybody else in the room. Is that correct?
No. DAD is your safety deposit box, of your employment records. The only time it's shareable is if another employer gets assigned a lease to get that specific information.
So that's kind of like PED, so to speak.
Yes.
So So if I was with PDB, but I wanted to use truck rate, I didn't want to use that, can you do that? Can you link to PDB?
No, they don't, I don't believe they have integration capabilities. That's a good question. One of the things that we will look at when it comes to, it's called an API, and I don't, API?
Programming interface.
Application Programming Interface, thank you. To do an API, which is software talking to software, it really is going to come from you. You're going to tell us what, and that's why TMW is first. It's the fleets that we're dealing with, all but one of them use TMW. So it's business sense. It's probably going to cost us a couple of months of coding. I haven't seen their API yet, not that it's all Dutch to me. But once we see the API, test it. But any adding other APIs to other softwares, it's really going to be a supply and demand thing. I don't know if, and I don't know PDB's, I don't know if they have the technology, if it's new enough. But again, I don't know. Yes, sir.
So now when you purchase truck rate, you're getting all the modules that are included within the truck rate? Or are they separated, you have to purchase each individual?
The first three are one module. Then HR and payroll are separate. I know we're not, this is a no sales zone, I'm not going to be selling anything, but can I say a price, Peter?
Sure.
Okay. The fleets that are using it are all using HR right now. HR is $6.50 a month per driver, per employee.
So active driver,
Sorry?
per active driver.
Your candidates are not counted in that number. Your prospect pool is not counted in that number.
And you're terminated or not counted in.
You're terminated or not counted in that.
It's only the active driver.
And I'll be honest with you, there is a bit of, what was the word I used the other day? You have to give us, we don't know how many drivers you have. We have counters, we'll know later, but when you start, we don't know. So we trust that you will give us accurate information. Most of you, depending on the size of your fleet, it's pretty easy to find out your fleet sizes, but again, we're developing a long-term relationship, so we hope that you would be, well, we know you would be.
So you say, excuse me, maybe I misunderstood, you say that your fee right now, $6.50 per quote-unquote active driver. They also have human resources in there, so that would be the recruiting, application management, safety compliance, and human resources.
$6.50 a month for those 4 pieces. We call the first 3 pieces one for price point. We've done the math, $6.50 a month. If your driver runs 2,200 miles a week, works out to 0.0007 cents a mile. I was hoping for 007, but it's even better in your favor. It's 007. So we mapped it out on 2,200 miles. I know some drivers will run more, some drivers run less, but again, the number is $6.50. And again, I don't want to.
You say the first dispatch system is TMW, you're going to try to integrate that?
Yes, sir. TMW is the first dispatch system that we're going to try to integrate with.
And you're going to integrate it into file maintenance? Is that how you guys are going to work it?
Is file maintenance part of TMW?
Yeah.
I can't answer that question today. My meeting's with them on Friday. At this moment, I don't know what, I showed you that CSV import earlier.
Yeah.
A API, they will tell us, we'll give you this is what you have to do for us to give you this. And same with both ways, because software can go both ways.
Because I'm just curious, because can you customize certain things that you want to ask a driver on here? Or is it, I know that you said you could select if you want to add it for whatever reason, like there's certain questions that might not be not necessarily legal or whatever, not legal, but you know.
Ed, could you come up here a minute?
But can you customize it? Like if you wanted to ask specific marketing questions or something, like the driver, how did you hear about us?
Yes.
Over
In the documents, I can't see her name tag, but she's asking some great questions. Old Republic has been kind enough to drop off some books. I was wondering if you could.
Sure.